So you're a local business. Let's say you're a contractor or a home service business owner, just a local business in general, and you've decided to go ahead and go out there and build out your own website for your business. So you went out there and got an account with Wix, maybe Squarespace, GoDaddy, Hostinger, blank WordPress website. You've downloaded a couple of the templates that they have, but now you're sitting there going, okay, how the hell do I structure my website? Not only that, how do I structure it in a way where it's going to get found on Google and it's actually going to generate some leads for my business? Well, I'm going to share with you guys a formula, a structure, and a template that I've been following now for years. And I've probably used over 100 times in multiple businesses. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some PDF printouts you guys can just print out and take a look at and use them as a guide as you build out your website for your business. Not only that, it's going to build your website that not only looks good, but it actually generates leads for your business. What up there, guys? Izzy here once again with Get Busy LLC, helping local businesses, contractors, home services to build out their own websites, do their own SEO, and get their business found online. So in this video, I want to share with you guys a formula and a template that I have used probably over 100 times in a bunch of different other businesses, from ranging from a carpet cleaning business to a roofing company to paving to junk removal and all kinds of things in between. And it's a formula that I've used so many times when people reach out to me to help them build out their websites for them. And in this day and age, I totally understand that there's a tremendous amount of people out there that go out there and just build out their own website. Hell, every time I type in stuff like how to build out your own website and things like that, I see advertisements like crazy from anything from Squarespace, from Wix, all kinds of different website builders trying to help local businesses, contractors, home services, and things like that to build out their own websites, use their platform in order to make that happen. However, the problem that I do see is that a lot of these business owners, once they get that platform up, I'm pretty sure they're excited and you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to build out my own website and get this thing structured out. And all these platforms make it look really easy. But then once you get it up and you get it going, you're like, okay, wait a minute, where the hell do I even begin? How do I even structure this thing? How do I get it built out in a way that's not just going to represent my company and the services I provide? How do I build it in a way where it's actually, it's a benefit for my business. It's an asset for my business. It's going to generate leads for my business. And this is why I make this video. And like I said, I'm going to give you away some printouts, some PDF printouts that you get. They're going to be in the description below. Just click on it and you can print out these PDFs that kind of guide you along how to structure your website, what to actually write on the website, how to actually build out, especially most specifically the homepage. This is the most important page of your website. I'm going to guide you on how to do all of that stuff with that free PDF. But I want to share with you guys how I structure these websites so you can get a mental idea of how your website should kind of look. Because if you do this correctly, the search engine, Google, actually rewards websites that are built correctly, formatted correctly, built specifically for a customer's user experience. It rewards them with higher search results rankings. So when somebody types that service that you provide in that local market you provide that service in, there's a higher probability of your website actually showing up and getting placed in front of that individual looking for that service, which of course generates leads for your business, which generates more revenue for your business. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to share with you guys an example of a website I did with that exact formula for one of the weirder businesses I built one for, and it worked like magic. But let me show you guys exactly how this template, how I structure websites. And like I said, I've been doing it for years now. So here's the template that I use personally for my businesses when people hire me to build out websites. You're more than welcome to check it out. I'll have a link to the description below. But the very first thing you want to do with your business website, when you're out there building your own website, the very first thing you want to do is make it crystal clear to your customers exactly what the service you provide is and where you provide that service. And then you want to reaffirm that right away with the next sentence underneath that, to basically tell them, yes, you're at the right place. We're providing this service in this location. And then you want to give them multiple options to get in contact you right away. That's the very first thing you should be doing with your website. This is why I structure the website this way right here. Let's say this is a driving school, right? We are the best driving school in Fresno, California. We offer the best driving school services, blah, 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 blah. In Fresno and the surrounding areas, we teach your kid how to drive and be expert drivers in 30 days or less, whatever the hell your business is, right? Get a hold of us right here or get a hold of us right here. And I actually made two different variations of the homepage with an email form here. And it's basically the same formula, but I made the email form pop up here at the top. And another thing you want to think about while you build out your website is kind of follow the sales process and get into the customer's head and remind them why they were online in the first place, right? This is why I have these features like, say, we've been in business since 2015. We've taught over 600 students. Are cars easy to train kids on? Whatever it might be, right? Then in this section here, you quickly remind your customers, you kind of poke them, jab them, say, what are you looking for a good driving school service here in Fresno, California? Is your kid almost at that age and needs his driver's license? Looking for somebody trustworthy that's comfortable to learn with? Blah, 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 blah. This is what I call the pain points. Remind the customer exactly why they were online in the first place. And then you basically tell them that you are the answer to their problems right here. Welcome to Izzy's driving school. We make your kids into expert drivers in no time at all, right? And then you tell them why they should start looking into your business as the solution to these problems right here. Say we've been in business since 2015. We train right here again. Reminder: we've trained over 600 kids. We make them into expert driving pros within a certain amount of time. We've been in business since 2015. We're a local business here in the community. Things like that. Just to personalize your website and let them know more about you, right? And then you go in here and you start telling them about the services that you offer right here, right? We expert driving school here in Fresno, California. Here's the typical services that we offer. Of course, 3 or 4 hours of driving training right here, 2 hour training. We help you with your written test here. We help adults with driving school that haven't got their license, help with their license, blah, 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 blah. You go into it and you start telling them all the services that you provide. This works extremely well for like home services, contractors, and things like that. So as you continue to build out your website, I built out this next section where basically tells your customers exactly what makes you different from the rest of these driving schools, carpet cleaning, junk removal service, whatever it might be, whatever the service that you're actually out there providing, right? What makes you different from your competition? And you write a little paragraph and tell them, exactly what makes you different and why they should pick you instead of the competition. And then another section I like to create on every website is to tell the customers what they can expect when they reach out to this particular business. Again, let's use the example of a driving school, right? This is how our driving school service works. You get in contact with us. This whole process is simple. It's 4 easy steps. Reach out to us. Let us know about your student, his age, his experience, blah, blah, blah. We'll set up a schedule when we can go in there and set him an appointments for his driving school. We'll go through the whole process. And this is how the whole driving school process works. And when it's all said and done, this is what ends up happening, right? The more you tell your customer what to expect, the more comfortable they're going to be at reaching out for your services. And then, of course, I always add a section where there's social proof, where all your reviews are at. I always tell people these days, people review toilet paper. People read reviews for everything. So make sure you put all your great reviews onto your website so they can see them right there. And I give them another email form. And then finally, there's a final call to action. It's a basic structure. It kind of walks the person, by the hand and walks them through the entire sales process of whatever the service you provide and the business that you're in. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's a driving school, a carpet cleaning business, a house cleaning business, a roofer, an asphalt paving contractor, same thing applies. So let me show you guys a website I built a long time ago, and it's worked extremely well and is generating leads like clockwork for a local business. So somebody a while back needed a website for their RV park, believe it or not. I've never built anything like that. So I'm like, okay, I think I could follow that same formula, that same template, that design to build you out a website for that. So the main thing he wanted to get found for was obviously at RV parks in Lake Granbury, Texas. And we built this a while back now, and you could clearly see our template and our design clearly work. They're number one here on the Google's organic search results, and he's number one in the Google Map listings. Because this is another thing I tell business owners, believe it or not, everything that you place on your website gets relayed into that Google business profile. So the better you do a good job of your website, the better your Google business profile is going to rank. Of course, there's other factors, but that's a big, big factor in it. But let's take a look at that website and how I follow that exact template. So what did I say? Very first thing you want to make clear to your customers exactly to show them the service you provide and the location you provide that service. And then again, reassure them that they had landed on the right place and quickly give them a way to get in contact with your business. So here we go. Unwind and relax at our comfortable RV park in Granbury, Texas. There you go. Perfect. Now I'm a customer looking for an RV park. There it is. Clean RV park in Granbury, Texas, near nightly entertainment, fine dining, gift shopping, events, and fun things to do. Hey, this sounds right up my alley. I'm going to freaking go to this place. Call now for reservations. See how quickly I answered those questions and I got into people's heads to get in contact with this business. Newly renovated, paved spots, full hookup service, looking for a great place to stay. Want an RV park with offers great amenities, hookups, water sewer connections, Wi-Fi, laundry. want to be near attractions, shopping, and you see what I'm saying? What was I thinking as a customer if I'm looking for an RV park? Man, I need to find an RV park near this lake, and it's like these are some of the things that I'm thinking about. And I also have a pet. Do you have a pet and want an RV park that is pet friendly? There you go. Do you have a large RV? I have a large RV, right? And I need a lot of space. Oh, they got some big sections. Fantastic. Welcome to Lake Granbury RV Resort. Hey, they're the answer to my problem. Here's some reasons why we should go into this RV park. Accommodations, everything you need, safe and comfortable. I'm not going to read all and bore you guys to death. The simple services. This was completely different. I've never done anything like this one before. But what services do they offer? Nightly stays, weekly, and monthly. Pretty simple, right? Build all that stuff up. This is what makes them different from other RV parks in Granbury, Texas. Wrote a paragraph about that. Here's how the whole booking process goes. Again, remember, you want to tell your customers exactly what to expect. And then boom, boom, boom. And of course, we got the reviews. There's another email form if they want to send them a message to them, and then a final call to action. And you can clearly see this worked extremely well. Like I said, Google rewards websites to answer that gives a customer a good user experience. So this website's ranking here at the top of the search results, both in map listings and the organics, because we've structured it and built it out correctly. So now you can clearly see how that template that I've used so many times works extremely well. In fact, I've gotten other like website designers and freelancers that actually ask for my templates, ask for my designs, and they use it for their customers because they work so well. And it's taken me a long time to figure out how to do all this stuff, years of figuring it out. I learned all this stuff probably since 2018. I've been learning how to do all this stuff on my own. And now pretty much I can whip out a website in just a few hours. I can build an entire website. And I'm pretty sure I can show anybody how to build up their own contractor, home service, local business website in about a weekend. And that's why I created my own little training, my own little course to show people how to build out their own websites, how to do their own SEO, how to do all that kind of stuff. And where you can get my templates, you can get my designs. I got ChatGPT prompts to show you how to write all of the content. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I could show anybody how to build a website and do it in about a weekend. Once they learn my methods, my techniques, and how to do it, you could do it with WordPress, you could do it with Wix. Any of that stuff will work for your business. So if you guys want to check that out, all that stuff's in the description below. And as a matter of fact, you guys want to see some of those ChatGPT prompts that I use to write content, you could check out this video right here where I made that recently. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time.